Okay, so good afternoon everyone. Isang mapagpala at isang maulang hapon sa inyong lahat. Before we start, may we request everyone to please open their cameras just to know that you are present. Guys, open cam. Okay po, let us all bow our heads para po tayo manalangin. Almighty Father, we raise our hearts to you in humble gratitude for the many blessings you have showered upon us. Thank you for this day, for another gift of life. We seek your forgiveness for the sins we have committed against our neighbors, families, parents, brothers, and sisters, and to ourselves. This afternoon, we are honored to take the stage and discuss the topic of arrest. Bless us, O Lord, that we may be able to impart all valuable knowledge, not only in this topic, but also in our course of study. Bless us with the intelligence to comprehend the information we will carry with us until we become our desired professions. And bless all the reporters today with the skills to be able to explain this complicated, delicate information in a way where everyone would be able to retain it and understand it with their hearts and minds. Protect us, O Lord, from the threat of raging storms. Grant us safe passage to the places we need to be, wherever we may be traveling. And may all our endeavors for today be accomplished under your holy will. We raise this prayer to you and in the sweet name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
And so good afternoon again sa ating lahat. Again, maulang hapon sa ating lahat. So we'll be talking about arrest. So the reporters regarding this topic is yours truly, Kanobar, and together with me is my partner, Miss Salanggit, under CDI 3. So before we start with the discussion proper, I will give the floor again to Miss Salanggit for this wonderful icebreaker regarding our topic.
Okay, everyone. Hello po sa inyong lahat. Again, may we request everyone to please open their cameras to see that you are really participating po sa ating game. Before we start the lecture proper, magkakaroon po tayo ng game. Maliit lang naman to na game. Unfortunately, hindi tayo makakapag-offer ng monetary prizes kasi lahat tayo ay pare-parehas bahite ngayon. So this game is called Criminology 101. Let's play what you know. So our game is called What Do You Know? This is a pop quiz where you'll be given questions to answer. Pre, pahina nga ng TV. Kahit i-mute mo na, pre. Patayin mo. Gi. This is a pop quiz where you will be given questions to answer, and of course, whoever gets the correct answer will be rewarded with immunity for the short quiz after the lecture. The mechanics of the game are, everyone should open their cameras. Paki-open muna po ulit. To answer the question, instead of raising your hand, you should do what the instructor says. For example, the question is, what right cannot be waived during the arrest? The choices are blah, 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 blah. Now, twerk if you know the answer. So, kailangan kita ang lahat nagagawa, no? So guys, open your cameras po. Ako, mga. Ayun, nagdadrive po si Mr. Francisco. Nasaan po yung iba dyan? Paki-open po ng cameras nyo, Mr. Karaig, Miss Keisha, Miss Jolina Panganiban, Marasigan Antonio. Kung hindi kayo kita, hindi kayo makakapag-participate ng maayos. Ready na ba lahat? Paki-open po ng camera nyo. Ayun. Okay, for our first question pala, next agad, di pa nga nagsisimula. Tsara naman ni Tess. Okay. Madam? Miss Canubar? Hands on your nose if you know the answer. Who can translate the Latin maxim? In flagrante delicto. Again, who can translate the Latin maxim in flagrante delicto? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on your nose if you know the answer. Meron ba? Ako po, mukhang walang nagpa-participate, guys. Yon, meron na naglalagay ng kamay sa ilong, Mr. Ablan.
Makati
Go.
ang ilong.
Sakit na po ng ilong ko. Ano po? Caught in the act.
Okay, the correct answer is caught in the act. For the next question, Miss Canubar, ikaw na. Caught in the act. Caught in the act.
Now, for the next question, everyone, lalo na sa mga criminology, please recite the Miranda rights. Who can recite the Miranda rights? Kahit Tagalog. Meron ba? Meron bang nakakaalala? O meron bang nakakaalam?
Anyone po from section B? Guys, participate naman kayo para hindi nakakanto ang reporting natin.
It can be Tagalog, English, o kahit one-liner na maalala mo sa Miranda rights. Oh,
Mr.
yan. Mr.
Justin, sabihin mo
Caraig.
na.
Ayan, si
Ma'am,
Mr.
ako po.
Caraig po. Sige. Sino ba mauna? Sige, sino mauna? Sige, bala kayo sa buhay niya. Sige, sino mo sa
Kahit di mo
mauna?
na. Good morning. Afternoon.
Go.
Sino na? Ako na po, ma'am.
Go.
Ano na po, ma'am? You have the rights to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you in a law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you. For you.
Yan. Thank you so much for your answers. By this time, siguro nagkaka-idea na kayo kung ano ba yung itatackle natin as time goes by. So, let's start with the discussion proper. So again, we will be tackling about arrest and how does arrest really happen. So for the objectives, we have what is an arrest. We have the arresting officer who are the authorized person for arresting a criminal or the one who committed or violated the law. And then we have for our objectives the execution of the warrant for the warrantless arrest, and then the time when should arrest be given, or when should arrest must be executed by virtue of warrant, without warrant. And then we also have the citizen's arrest. Medyo may idea na kayo dito for sure, and we will make this as brief and as informative as possible. And then moving forward, we also have the rights of the officer and then the rights of the arrested. And lastly, for our objectives, we need to know as law enforcers, ano ba yung SOP or ano ba yung kanilang manual na sinusunod for the proper procedure of executing an arrest. So the floor is now yours, Ms. Venus, for the discussion of what is an arrest.
Okay, let us define what is an arrest. So it should be a common knowledge for us criminology students, especially now that we are in our second year. No. So an arrest as defined in section 1 under rule 113. Definition of arrest. Arrest is the taking of a person into custody in order that he may be bound to answer for the commission of an offense. This is a legal process issued by a competent authority, directing the arrest of a person or persons upon grounds is stated therein. This warrant is a crucial component of the Philippine criminal justice, ensuring that the process of apprehending individuals suspected of committing crimes is both legal and orderly. So in order to perform an arrest, one must have legal grounds. Kasi hindi tayo pwedeng mang-aresto nang wala naman tayong reasonable grounds, no? Kasi it will be a violation of a person's rights, no? So, kung sino pa nakakatanda sa inyo, no? Kapag nang huhuli tayo, nang aaresto tayo ng isang tao without legal grounds, anong specific na batas ba ang bina-violate natin dito? Sino makakasagot po? As much as possible, let's make this discussion an interactive one, no? Para hindi tayo lahat aantokin. So, sagot kayo. Sino pang nakakatanda? Article 124 and Article 125. Arresting a person without legal grounds is a violation of... Yes, Mr. Harvey Makasaet.
Arbitrary detention, tama yan.
Yes, very good po. Thank you so much, Mr. Harvey. Arresting a person without legal grounds is a violation of Article 124, or it is called the arbitrary detention. This is committed by any public officer or employee who without legal grounds detains a person. Okay, he shall suffer the penalty of arresto mayor in its maximum period to prisión correccional in its minimum period if the detention has not exceeded 3 days, no? Kapag naman the penalty of prisión correccional in its medium to maximum periods if the detention has continued more than 3 but not more than 15 days. So bottom line, kailangan kapag mag-aaresto tayo, meron tayong legal grounds kasi ayaw nating ma-violate ang human rights ng tao, no? So, kailangan tayong merong magandang rason, syempre. Ano ba yung nagiging rason? Syempre, kapag ang tao nag-commit or nag-omit, no? Ano ba yung mga acts na, sorry. Basta makagawa siya ng acts na against the law, no? So, yun na yung pwede natin gamitin sa kanya para arestuhin siya. Okay. So the primary purpose of an arrest is to bring the accused person before the court to answer for the alleged crime. The arrest process is guided by constitutional safeguards, statutory provisions, and judicial interpretations designed to balance the state's interest in maintaining law and order with the individual's right to liberty. Nabubulol na po ako. Okay, moving on. So Section 2, arrest how made. So arrest is made by an actual restraint of a person to be arrested or by his submission to the custody of the person making the arrest. No violence or unnecessary force shall be used in making an arrest. The person arrested shall not be subject to a greater restraint than is necessary for his detention. Okay, so there would be instances na kapag nag-perform tayo ng arrest, anong mangyayari? Pwedeng manlaban ng ating taong aarestuhin. So, kailan ba nagiging justifiable ang paggamit ng force? Specifically ng police force. Anyone? Kapag ba tayo ay sinalag, halimbawa, arestuhin natin, poposasan natin, tapos sinalag tayong ganon, justifiable ba na tuktukan agad natin ang ating aarestuhin? Kasi sabi dito, no violence or unnecessary force shall be used in making the arrest. Paano kung grabe ang palag? Kailangan na. Kailangan ng gamitan ng force. Kailan ba siya nagiging justifiable? Anyone? Mr. Marasigan? Hello po. Oh my God, he's not answering. Mr. Marasigan. Anyone po? Okay. Sige, ako na nga lang. Mukha namang walang may interest sa inyo sa mga. So, nagiging justifiable lang ang paggamit ng police force when there is an imminent danger. Let's say, for example, oh, yung huhulihin mo ay nasa drugs watch list, no? So, nung puntahan mo sa bahay, nakaabang na pala, alam na arestuhin mo, nakagana na yung baril niya, babarilin ka niya. So, mahuhuli mo ba yun, knowing na merong hawak na baril yung huhulihin mo? So, syempre, kailangan mo munang i-preserve yung sarili mo. Kasi hindi mo siya maaresto kung ikaw mismo sa sarili mo, hindi ka safe, no? So, kailangan nating unahin ng self-preservation. But, we must keep in mind na dapat palagi siyang kapag necessary lang, and it must be equal as much as possible, an equal force, no? Doon sa ating aarestuhin, kasi hindi naman pwede na dinagukan ka lang, binaril mo agad. Tumakbo, binaril mo agad. Kahit pa sinabi natin nga nakatakas yung ating aarestuhin, binaril mo agad, pinilayan mo. So, hindi siya magiging justifiable, no? So, as much as possible, bilang isang arresting officer, gawin mo muna yung lahat para maaresto siya ng ayos. No, kasi kapag inaresto mo yan, tag dito. Ano yung term? Kalimutan ko na. Ipapa-check up ba? Hindi ipapa-check up. Ano nga yung tamang term? Yes, papa-medical legal mo muna. Para mapatunayan mo na bago mo siya dalhin sa kustodiya ng pulisya, wala kang ginawa para masaktan siya. Hindi mo sinaktan yung taong aarestuhin mo. So, kung ano man ang mangyari dyan, pananagutan mo yan. Kaya, yan. Kaya nga sinasabi sabi sa amin sa work immersion, kapag magpupulis ka, kailangan meron kang maximum tolerance. Kailangan mahaba ang PC ng pasensya mo kasi iba't ibang klase ng taong may encounter mo, and especially kapag magsasagawa ka ng pag-aaresto, nako, hindi tayo pwedeng mapikon kasi baka tayo ay magkasala sa batas. Eh di lalo lang lalaki ang kaukawin, no? Baka magkakaso pa tayo. So, alam niyo na yan dapat sa sarili niyo. Okay, next. The duty of the arresting officer. It shall be the duty of the arresting officer executing the warrant to arrest the accused and to deliver him to the nearest police station or jail without necessary delay. Kasi kapag na-delay, another violation na naman yan. And anong specific na batas ang mababiolate niyan? Anyone? Sagot po kayo. Mr. Latosa. Ano bang batas ang nababiolate sa delay in the delivery of detained persons? Article?
Ano po? Article 125.
Yes, thank you so much po. Article 125, the delay in the delivery of detained persons to the proper judicial authorities. Siyempre, may penalty yan. Meron kasi tayong tinatawag na 12-18-36 rule, no? So, kung naaalala nyo pa, tinuro sa atin yan nung first year ni Mr. Hyman Blanco, no? Within 12-18-36 hours, kapag inaresto mo yung tao, dapat ma-file na yan ang kaso. Excuse me po. Pero depende, no? 12 hours for crimes or offenses punishable by light penalties or their equivalent. 18 hours for crimes or offenses punishable by correctional penalties or their equivalent. And 36 hours for crimes or offenses punishable by afflictive or capital penalties or their equivalent. In every case, the person detained shall be informed of the cause of his detention, of course, and shall be allowed upon his request to communicate and confer at any time with his attorney or counsel. Kaya nga kapag inaaresto natin, kailangan babasahan natin siya ng kanyang karapatan. No? So nabanggit kanina, ano ba yung nakapaloob doon sa Miranda rights? You have the right to remain silent, anything you do or say. Ano? Ano ba? Wait. Anything you say or do? Am I still audible? Natatawa.
Yes po.
will be used against you in a court of law, and you have the right to attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. No? Let's say, for example, nung maaresto ka, umamin ka sa kasalanan na ipinaparatang sa'yo, magiging admissible ba yon sa korte laban sa'yo? Sino pa nakakaalala nakikinig sa criminal law? Sige nga, itest nga natin ang inyong Mr. Custodio. Magagamit ba laban sa'yo ang extrajudicial confessions or admissions sa korte?
Ano siya, inadmissible.
Inadmissible. Siyempre. Kalagay nga dito, you have the right to attorney. And anything you say in news will be used against you in a court of law. In a court of law, siyempre, wala ka naman sa korte. So, magiging extrajudicial admission yon. Okay, next. Nakikinig pa ba kayo? Okay, so meron tayong two kinds of arrest. The first one is the arrest by virtue of warrant, and the second one is the warrantless arrest, or that we call citizen's arrest. So arrest by virtue of warrant. This method of arrest by officer is by virtue of warrant is when making an arrest by virtue of a warrant, the officer shall inform the person to be arrested of the cause of the arrest and of the fact that a warrant has been issued for his arrest, except when he flees or forcibly resists before the officer has opportunity to so inform him, or when the giving of such information will imperil the arrest. The officer need not have the warrant in his possession at the time of the arrest, but after the arrest. If the person arrested so requires, the warrant shall be shown to him as soon as practicable. Okay. So, sino ba ang nag-i-issue ng warrant of arrest? Siyempre, ang judge, no? So, binibigyan ng 10 days ang arresting officer para mahuli ang taong aarestuhin. So, within 10 days, kailangan mahuli na niya yon. Pero, kung hindi niya yun mahuli within 10 days, kailangan niya mag-report pabalik, no? So, kailangan magbigay siya ng reasonable excuse. Bakit hindi mo nahuli agad itong taong aarestuhin na yun? So, napakadali. By virtue of warrant, meron ka syempreng warrant of arrest na ibibigay. Dito naman sa warrantless arrest or arrest without warrant, or that we call citizen's arrest, hindi lang siya pwede rin siya sa normal na citizen. Pwede din siyang isagawa ng isang normal na citizen. Syempre, meron tayong mga elemento, no? Hindi tayo basta-basta pwedeng gumalaw nang wala tayong legal ground, sabi nga kanina. Kaya dapat alam din natin ang elements ng warrantless arrest. So, as defined in Section 5, arrest without warrant when lawful. A peace officer or a private person without a warrant arrest a person when in his presence the person to be arrested has committed, is actually committing, or is attempting to commit an offense. So, ito yung tinatawag natin na ano ba? Teka lang. Bukod pa ba dito yung in flagrante delicto, hot pursuit, and then yung tinatawag nating escape? So, yun yung tatlong elemento nito. Okay,
Nakadetain.
number 1. In flagrante delicto, caught in the act. Okay? So, when in his presence, the person to be arrested has committed, is actually committing, or is attempting to commit an offense. So, sa in flagrante delicto, you must have a personal knowledge. The arresting officers or the person who's going to do the arrest, who's going to perform the arrest, must have a personal knowledge that the person to be arrested, nakalagay kasi dito in his presence, the person to be arrested has committed. Kita mo, kakasaksak pa lang. Si Juan at si Pedro nag-aaway. Si Juan may dalang kutsilyo, sinaksak si Pedro. O, yun yung has just committed. No? In flagrante delicto. Pagkita mo sa mata mo, sinaksak ni Juan si Pedro, pwede mo na siyang arestuhin. Pwede mo na yung gamiting legal ground laban sa kanya para arestuhin mo na siya. No? Next is actually committing. Sa kalagitnaan ng away nagsusuntukan, inawat mo, pwede mo na siyang arestuhin. Or is attempting to commit an offense. So, paano ba siya magiging applicable? Sino makakapagbigay ng example? Miss Bridget, can you give a situational example? When can you give a warrantless arrest or perform a warrantless arrest to a person attempting to commit an offense? Ha? Pwede ba dito yung kita mong sasaksakin pa lang? Attempting to commit,
Yes
ano yung
po,
mga example na situations?
caught in the act po.
More. Hindi. Attempting to commit. Basta bottom line dito, thank you, Miss Bridget. Kapag present ka, you have a personal knowledge of the crime, no? Kita mo. Or for example, nangangamoy tear gas dito sa building natin at nakita na ikaw ang huling lumabas ng building. Pwede yung gamiting circumstantial evidence against you. Pwede kang huliin to. Pero syempre, dadaan pa naman yun sa due process, no? Naalala ko yung example na binigay sa akin dati ni Sir Hyman. So, I hope naiintindihan nyo na to. Next, when an offense has just been committed and he has probable cause to believe based on personal knowledge of facts or circumstances that the person to be arrested has committed it in flagrante delicto. Ano pa? Yung pangalawa natin is hot pursuit. Let's say for example, nagkaroon ng bank robbery, no? Ang sabwat dito is si Karasucho, si Karacheche at si Karachacha. Tatlong tao. Nirespondehan mo bilang police officer, nakita mo yung tatlo lumabas ng bangko, may daladalang bag, may daladalang shotgun. Pwede mo na ba silang habulin? Yes, hot pursuit. Because the people has just committed a crime. Hot pursuit, hahabulin mo na siya. Hindi mo na kailangan ng ng warrant of arrest para arestuhin yung tatlo, no? Basta ang rule dito, kailangan the moment na mahuli mo sila, hahabulin mo agad sila. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-report pabalik sa estasyon para ma-perform mo yung warrantless arrest. Naiintindihan ba ng lahat? Intindihan niyo ba ako? Can I see a heart reaction or a thumbs up reaction po? Kung naiintindihan nyo. Kasi ang hirap ng kutata tapos di nyo pala naiintindihan. Pwede naman kayo magtanong kung may mga part na hindi kayo naiintindihan. Gets ba? So, tandaan nyo tatlong elemento ng warrantless arrest. Keyword na lang. In flagrante delicto or caught in the act. And yung padalawa natin is hot pursuit. No? Nagiging applicable siya kapag kakakita mo lang, nakakakommit lang ng crime, hahabulin mo, it is not necessary na bumalik ka pa sa estasyon and mag-request ng warrant of arrest sa, sa korte or sa judge bago mo pa sila mahuli, no? So, pwede na yon. And then, yung patatlo naman natin, and when the person to be arrested is a prisoner who has escaped from a penal establishment, no? Preso, tumakas. Bigyan ko kayo ng example. Hindi mo na kailangan, dito sa ganitong scenario, sa ganitong sitwasyon, hindi mo na din kailangan ng warrant of arrest. Bigyan ko kayo ng real life example. 2 years ago, nagkaroon ng admin case ang isa sa mga tito ko, police po siya. Kasi, yung preso na to, syempre, mabait. Kailangan mabait ang isang police officer sa preso kahit preso sila, no? Kasi part yun ng rehabilitation. So, kailangan i-treat nila ng officer ang mga preso ng tama pa rin kahit nakakulong sila. So, mabait itong si police officer kay preso. Si preso, sinamantala, no? Sinamantala ni preso. Ang sabi ni preso, sir, CCR lang. Pagtalikod ni police officer, hindi pala sa CR ang punta. Tumakbo, umuwi, no? So, kinakailangan pa ba ng warrant of arrest kapag ang isang bilanggo ay tumakas para hulihin mo siya? Siyempre, hindi na. No? May kaso na siya eh. Hindi na. So, nakalagay siya dito sa ating Rule 113 section. Makikinig pa ba kayong lahat? Section 5. No? So, tandaan nyo lang, elements of warrantless arrest ay in flagrante delicto or caught in the act. And then the second one is in hot pursuit. When an offense has just been committed And the third one, when the person to be arrested is an escapee or has escaped from a penal establishment. No? Gets po ba ng lahat? Naintindihan niyo ba, everyone? Malinaw ba ang paliwanag, everyone? Okay. In cases falling under paragraph A and B above, the person arrested without a warrant shall be forthwith delivered to the nearest police station or jail and shall be proceeded against in accordance with Section 7 of Rule 112. So, saan mo siya dadalhin? Halimbawa, barangay tanod ka, ikaw ang nakahuli. Saan mo siya dadalhin? Siyempre, sa nearest police station. No? So, next, ano ba? Time of making arrest. An arrest may be made on any day and at any time of the day or night. So, kahit anong oras, pwede mo siyang arestuhin. Meron lang tayong sinusunod na rule. Tinanong ko kasi yun eh. Meron kasing araw na walang naka-duty sa prosecution office. If I'm not mistaken, every weekends yon. So, for example, let's say for example na nahuli mo siya ng Saturday ng gabi, no? Doon mo wait, sorry. Okay. Saturday ng gabi nahuli mo yung taong dapat mong arestuhin. Siyempre, kailangan mo ng filean ng kaso. Sige, let's be specific, guys. Kaya ang sitwasyon dito is nagsaksakan nung gabi, nahuli mo, ikaw, patrolling officer ka, nagpapatrol ka, nahuli mo, nakita mo, hinuli mo, dinala mo dun sa presinto. Dinala mo sa presinto. Kailangan mong filean ng kaso. Kasi kapag lumagpas yan ng 12/18/36, makakasuhan ka ng arbitrary detention. No? So, anong gagawin mo? Ay, since walang naka-duty na sa prosecution office ng weekends, so maghihintay ka ba ng Monday? Tama ba? Maghihintay ka ng Monday. Gagawa ka din ng report kung bakit hindi mo agad na filean. Kasi nga, walang duty na prosecution sa prosecution office. Ano naiintindihan niyo? Ako hindi ko na naiintindihan sa sarili ko. Char. Next. Tapos na tayo by virtue of warrant. Nagagets niyo naman yung warrantless arrest and arrest with warrant and the citizen's arrest. Method of arrest by a private person. Yan. Dapat alam natin to kung hindi tayo magtutuloy man ng police. At least alam natin kung ano yung citizen's arrest. Section 9, method of arrest by private person. When making an arrest, a private person shall inform the person to be arrested of the intention to arrest him and cause of the arrest, unless the latter is either engaged in the commission of an offense, is pursued immediately after its commission, hot pursuit, or has escaped, flees, or forcibly resists before the person making the arrest has opportunity to so inform him, or when the giving of such information will imperil the arrest. Next. Okay, Section 10, the officer may summon assistance. Mag-isa, pwede ka naman mag-summon assistance. An officer making a lawful arrest may orally summon as many persons as he deems necessary to assist him in effecting the arrest. Every person so summoned by an officer shall assist him in effecting the arrest when he can render such assistance without detriment to himself. Pinaka-practical na example, maliit kang pulis. For example, maliit kang pulis, ang aarestuhin mo, mas malaki sa'yo. Sa tingin mo, pag pinusasan mo yon, pinitlagan ka ng isa, makakapag-resist ka ba? No? Obviously, hindi naman. So, pwede ka naman magsama ng assistance kahit sa mga normal na citizen lang. Kasi nakasaad din naman yan dito sa ating Rule 113. Hindi naman masama na humingi din ng tulong kahit ikaw ay pulis na. Ay, kung kita mo naman na hindi mo kaya, hindi ka pahihingin ng tulong. No? Next, rights of the officer. So, nga pala, ano ba yung right na hindi pwedeng ma-waive dito dun sa nakasaad sa Miranda rights? Anyone? Guys, kasi sabi dito, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law, and you have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Ang makakasagot ng tanong exempted na mamaya sa quiz. What right cannot be waived during arrest? Anyone? Please raise your hand po. Can I get a heart reaction if I'm still audible? Am I still
Permission to speak
audible?
po.
Yes, ma'am. Ako na lang sasagot.
Sino po yun?
Ano, yung rights po na hindi pwede ma-waive ay right to be informed of your rights.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much po, Mr. Custodio. Siyempre, karapatan mong malaman kung bakit ka inaaresto. So, yun yung right na hindi mo pwedeng i-waive. Kasi kapag hindi mo pa yun, di basta ka na lang sasama. Para kang syonga-syonga dun. Basta ka na lang sasama. Hindi mo alam kung saan ka dadalhin. So, yun yung right na hindi pwedeng i-waive. Dapat alam niyo yan sa sarili niyo kasi baka mamaya one day, let's say for example, merong checkpoint, bigla-bigla kayong inaresto, hindi sinabi sa inyo kung bakit, kung anong dahilan, ay payag kayo, sama kayo. So, malaking kaukawin yan, no? Ayaw nating magkaroon tayo ng sakit sa ulo. So, as much as possible, bilang criminology, kung hindi man kayo magtutuloy bilang pulis, at least bilang isang responsableng mamamayan ng Pilipinas, alam natin ang ating mga karapatan at ang mga ganitong klase ng batas, no? Para maiwasan natin ang mga conflict, mga problema, at ayaw natin ng problema. Shocks. Next. Rights of the officer. Right of officer to break into building or enclosure. An officer in order to make the arrest either by virtue of warrant or without a warrant as provided in Section 5 may break into building or enclosure where the person to be arrested is or is reasonably believed to be if he refused admittance thereto after announcing his authority and purpose. Yan, dito na papasok ang use of necessary force kapag nanlaban, nag-resist. Char. Napaka-common na ginagamit yung term na nanlaban, no? Uh-huh. An arresting officer may break into any building or enclosure where the person to be arrested is reasonably believed to be, yan, if he refused admittance. Kapag di ka sumama, pumalag ka pa, edi syempre, pwede namang gamitan ng police ng force. Pero dapat yung katamtaman lang. Minimal lang dapat. Doon lang sa pinto, wag na sa tao. Okay? Next. Meron pa po ba tayo? Rights of officer. Where are we? Okay, the right to break out from building or enclosure. Whenever an officer has entered the building or enclosure in accordance with the preceding section, he may break out therefrom when necessary to liberate himself. Siyempre, kung kailangan mo makapasok, kailangan mo ding makalabas, okay lang naman na mag-break ka. Napakababaw naman na ito. Pero it's pretty self-explanatory. I hope you guys understand it. There's no need for a deeper explanation on this, no? So, sentido común. Rights of the officers, Section 13, after arrest, after escape, or rescue. If a person lawfully arrested escapes or is rescued, any person may immediately pursue or retake him without a warrant at any time and in any place within the Philippines. Pasok din to sa hot pursuit, no? Kapag nahuli mo na, tapos tumakas pa, pwede mong hulihin ulit. Hindi mo na ulit kailangan ng isa pang warrant of arrest. And the rights of the arrested. A right to attorney or relative visit person arrested. To visit person arrested. Any member of the Philippine bar shall, at the request of the person arrested or of another acting in his behalf, have the right to visit and confer privately with such person in the jail or any other place of custody at any hour of the day or night, subject to reasonable regulations. A relative of the person arrested can also exercise the same right. And thank you very much. I am now done with my part. I am now passing the floor to Ms. Aliana Canobar to discuss the PNP manual. Ms. Canobar?
Thank you so much, Ms. Venus, for that very comprehensive discussion regarding the Rule 113 of the rules of procedure. So we'll now move forward with the PNP manual, as PNP are the prime movers, or law enforcer or law enforcement officers are the prime movers of the criminal justice system. We would want to know, paano nga ba yung proseso ng mga police, or paano ba mismo ginagawa yung arrest? As what was given or what was discussed by Ms. Venus a while ago, lahat ng galaw ng police automatic nasa manual, lahat ng nasa manual automatic based on the implemented law sa ating bansa. So, ganun lang po. Pero ngayon, we'll delve more on how the procedures are made and what are the specific rules na hindi dapat labagin ng isang law enforcer. As law enforcers have the power kung bagay equal sa power ng firearms, kung bagay in terms of force, talagang mas malalakas kung iisipin. Dahil sa kanila, sila ay binibigyan ng authority to have their own firearms and to execute a specific arrest. So let's move forward. Under the PNP Manual, Philippine National Police Operational Procedures, this was given last September 2021. So ito na po ang pinaka-revised. So ito na po ang pinaka-ginagamit ng ating mga kapulisan ngayon. So, yan na po. So first, gusto ko lang sabihin na lahat ng hindi na po included dito, or what I mean is lahat ng mga included na lang dito sa PNP manual na slide namin ay filtered na po dahil this, as per discuss kanina, nandun na po lahat yon. So hindi na po namin in-include kung ano ba yung mga nakalagay sa batas na nakalagay pa rin sa general guidelines sa police manual. So for the general guidelines, as per the arrest, ang isang senador o isang member ng House of Representatives, as long as hindi mataas sa 6 na taon ng pagkakulong, ay mabibigyan ng pribilehiyo na hindi arestuhin habang nakasession. So automatic, kunwari kung sino man, or for example, kung sino man ang senador o kongreso na nasa session, ay hindi sila, meron silang pribilehiyo na hindi dakitin o hindi arestuhin habang sila ay nasa session. So no question asked, yun po ay talaga nakalagay na sa manual ng police. So once you are senator, once you are part of the House of the Representatives, you have the privilege of not being arrested during Congress session. So as per stated sa Constitution or 1987 Constitution. Next, we also have under the general guidelines, any diplomatic agents or couriers, lalo na under the Vienna Convention ng Diplomatic Relations, ay hindi po sila liable to any form of arrest or detention. So, automatic, lahat ng diplomat natin ay hindi sila liable sa any form ng arrest or detention. Bakit? Dahil law enforcer lang po ang liable or law enforcer lang po ang may kakayahang mag-arrest. So, we will be moving forward with the duties of the arresting officer. So, as per stated by Ms. Venus kanina, na meron naman po talagang sadyang duties ang mga officer. And one of their important or main purpose is to serve the warrant. Bakit? Kasi po, as part of the criminal justice system, as the first pillar, if I'm not mistaken, the first pillar, because they are the prime mover eh. Sila po, ibig sabihin ng prime mover, kung hindi sila kikilos, kung hindi sila magdadakip, kung hindi makakahuli ng mga kriminal, automatic, wala tayong ipapasok sa pillar or sa cycle ng ating criminal justice system. So part of the duty ng arresting officer ay makapag-implement ng warrant of arrest. And dapat, kung makikita nyo sa picture, dapat meron silang body-worn camera and one ARD or a minimum of 2 devices or such number as may be necessary. Bakit? Kasi ang iniiwasan natin ngayon is magkaroon tayo ng abuse of power, abuse of authority. Kasi as I have mentioned a while ago, ang police ay may police power. May authority talaga silang maghawak ng mga bagay na hindi dapat hinahawakan ng isang normal na civilian. So they are required, or as per their manual, they are required to wear at least one BWC, or also known as the body-worn camera, or one ARD, or the alternative recording device. So ang binanggit naman dito, since tayo ay hindi pa hindi pa tayo sobrang yaman para makabili ng mga ganitong klase ng devices. Hindi pa siya enough sa mga station natin. As per the manual, they are allowed to use at least 2 ARDs. Ano ba yung mga ARDs? Alternative recording devices. So, pwede dyan papasok ang camera, pwede papasok ang video camera, pwede pumasok ang cellphone. So, dun pa lang papasok yan. Kasi if you will allow me to inform you na sa police or sa police station, as part of their rules, they are not allowed to use smartphones. Kaya kung makikita nyo sa kanilang mga operations, gumagamit pa rin sila ng radio. And mind you, high Terra radio, milyon-milyon ang nilabas nila para dito. So, ganon. Yun yung as per stated sa kanilang manual or sa manual ng ating law enforcement or specifically the PNP manual. So again, for justifiable reasons, papasok lang ang ARDs for justifiable reasons. For example, nawawala, nasira, hindi gumagana, nabasa, or kung ano man pong pinaka-justifiable na pwede nilang masabi. Why? Because they will be passing this recording to the prosecutor as well para makita na smooth, walang nangyari. Kaya kung malalaman nyo, di ba, technicality-wise, kapag ang tao ay nakasuhan, hindi lang yan madidismiss dahil sa walang tamang grounds or dahil sa kulang yung mga ebidensya, pero nadidismiss yan sa technicality. Paano kung yan ay inaresto mo nang hindi naaayon sa batas, automatic dismiss ang kaso. So, kapag hindi sinunod sa law enforcement pa lang or sa law enforcers pa lang, kapag hindi nasunod yung tama procedure, automatic magkakaroon ng technicalities. And worst case scenario, baka makasuhan pa yung police. So, moving forward for the duties, yung BWC and ARD ay kailangan kailangan niya ma-activate upon arrival. Hindi pwedeng mali, hindi pwedeng nakapasok ka na sa pinto, hindi pwedeng nasa labas kumakato ka na, but upon the arrival of the place of arrest. Kasi dapat ma-capture and ma-record lahat ng relevant incidents. Baka kasi pagdating mo sa lugar na yon, patay na pala yung aarestuhin mo. Magkakaroon pa siya ng loophole and magkakaroon pa siya ng doubts na baka nabaril lang sino o kung sino man talaga ang suspect na nakapatay sa tao na yun. So, the BWC or the available ARD needs to be activated upon arrival at the place of arrest to capture and record every relevant incident na nangyari upon the execution of the warrant. So lahat yon dapat suot-suot nila and it will only be deactivated kapag concluded ng arrest. Paano ba masabing concluded na ang arrest? Pag na-deliver mo na ang taong yon sa nearest police station. So yun lang yon. Yun lang yon. Kasi hindi mo pa masabing concluded ang arrest kapag nailabas mo sa bahay. Hindi pa yun pwedeng maging conclusion kasi maraming pwedeng mangyari. Marami pang pwedeng mangyari. So, masabi mo lang na concluded na or pwede mo nang i-deactivate ang iyong body-worn camera upon the arrival of the person arrested to the nearest police station or the jail. So, yun lang. Talagang kailangan lang natin maging specific dito kasi we would want to see na hindi nababiolate yung mga karapatan ng mga na-aresto. Next, also as per the duties, automatic. Kapag ang babae ang aarestuhin o kapag babae ang nagkasala sa batas, automatic, babaeng pulis din ang magkakonduct ng complete body search. Bakit? Kasi iniiwasan natin dito na magkaroon ng malisyosong utak, malisyosong galaw, or ma-offend yung tao na yun. Yes, kasi meron talagang parte ng mga katawan na pwedeng ma-offend na isang tao. So yun ang iniiwasan natin. Ang mahirap pa dito, baka makasuhan ka pa, 'di ba? Marami na tayong mga kaso sa ganyan kapag hinawakan. You cannot say na police officer ka lang ganyan na na-waive naman na yung right dito dahil arresting, but we would want to see na ina-avoid natin yung mga ganong scenario also for the public trust, public confidence, because police officers need to uphold public image and public confidence para magkaroon ng public trust. So, gano'n lang yun. Give trust, earn respect, give respect. Yun lang po. Next, we have child in conflict with the law. So, papasok din sa duties ng arresting officer na lahat ng dadakiting mga bata, hindi po yan idediretso sa kulungan. Hindi po yan idediretso sa procedure kung paano ba dinadakit ang mga legal o legal na mga citizen or legal na mga aarestuhing tao. So automatic kapag bata ang nagkaroon ng conflict sa batas, automatic ang diretso po niyan at ang magpo-process po niyan ay WCPD. And may I also inform you na lahat ng station automatic may WCPD yan. So lahat ng dadakipin na bata, WCPD ang diretsyo and separated yan sa lahat ng adult suspect. Bakit? Kasi meron na po tayong juvenile justice. Meron na po tayong mga batas regarding sa juvenile delinquent. So, yan. And ang isa pa, madalas nang ginagawa dito pag CICL or kapag mga kabataan ang dinadakip. Hindi naman yung dinidiretso sa kulungan eh. Yan ay dinidiretso sa mga accredited nating mga government agency, for example, the DSWD. And as per stated sa manual nila, meron ding LSWDO or the Local Social Welfare Development Office and then other NGO na accredited para mag-take place o mag-process ng mga CICL kung tawagin. So, CICL, in short, Child in Conflict with the Law. So, next, foreign national. Lahat ng dadakiping foreign national, automatic. Dapat ito ay isasangguni agad or maire-relay agad kay COP, kay Chief of Police, kung sino ang hepe or unit commander nyo. Bakit? Kasi they need to inform the Foreign Liaison Division, Directorate for Intelligence, and PNP Command Center na meron po tayong dinakip na foreign national. Lagi pong ganon. Kasi hindi natin pwedeng isaalang-alang yung national security natin dahil lang tayo ay dumakit ng foreign national. Automatic yan ay well coordinated sa lahat ng agency, lalo na ngayon na yung raid nung one time about sa Chinese, yun ay kino-coordinate na sa lahat ng agency, kaya ang ginawa nila, i-deport na nila papuntang China. So we really need to make way para ma-inform yung mga specific agencies and specific leaders and officers para ma-process natin na mabuti kapag foreign national na ang ating dinadakip. So again, submit written report, hindi naman po yung nawawala. And mas sensitive pa pag mga foreigner. Next, ito na po yung Miranda rights kung iisipin. So, the person arrested with or without warrant shall be informed of his or her constitutional right to remain silent and that any statement he or she makes could be used against him or her. Also that he or she has the right to communicate with his or her lawyer or his or her immediate family and the right to physical examination. It shall be the duty of arresting officer to subject arrested person with or without warrant to a medical examination prior to temporary detention. So in short, ito po yung kailangang nakita at isagawa ng mga duty ng mga arresting officer kapag sila ay dumadakip. So ito lahat ng kanilang dapat ipaalam sa kanilang inaaresto. Bakit? Dahil iniiwasan natin na kagaya ng sagot kanina, iniiwasan natin na isipin nilang dinadakip sila without legal grounds for arbitrary detention. Dahil yun naman madalas. Kailan lang ba hindi natin sila mai-inform ng kanilang rights? Darating lang yung moment na hindi natin sila mai-inform kapag meron siyang imperial situation. Ibig sabihin, tinakbuhan ka or nasa danger yung buhay nyo, nasa danger situation kayo. Automatic, mahihirapan mag-inform. Ang idea mo muna or as police officer, ang main goal mo muna is madakip mo siya kasi ang worst case scenario, baka makataka siya, makalaya at hindi na mahanap. So, yan po ang sa kanilang mga duties. Also, ito naman sa arrested without a warrant. Automatic, kapag arestado ka at walang warrant, kunwari, ikaw ay inaresto ng polis, tapos wala namang warrant of arrest yun. Automatic, kapag hindi ka niyan dinala sa police station, kaso na yan agad. That is Article 125, delay. May delay na. Bakit? Ano bang iniiwasan natin dito? Kasi ang iniiwasan naman natin dito is baka kasi yung mga pulis na umaresto sa'yo, if-frame ka lang sa kaso, papipirmahin ka para magkaroon ka ng extrajudicial admission. So, paano ngayon, ginawa na siya ng solusyon ng PNP or pinirescribe na sa PNP manual na lahat ng aarestuhin kahit anong mangyari without unnecessary delay, automatic, dapat makakarating ka sa pinakamalapit na police station. Kasi iniiwasan natin magkaroon ng torture, iniiwasan natin magkaroon ng mga physical violence and extrajudicial confession or admission. And yun nga ay violation na din ng Article 125 as prescribed sa Revised Penal Code. Next, we have no torture, force, violence, threat, intimidation, or any other means which vitiate the free will shall be used against an arrested person. So, to make it short, hindi pwedeng saktan ka ng police officer. Once na-arrestuhin ka, hindi ka niya pwedeng saktan, hindi ka niya pwedeng dalhin sa mga secret detention places, hindi ka niya pwedeng solitary confinement, or kung ano man yung mga kagaya nun, at hindi ka niya pwedeng abusuhin. Karapatan mo yon bilang tao, karapatan mo yon bilang arrested person, dahil una at una, hindi ka pa naman convicted. But, I will, please not make my statement wrong, regardless kung convicted ka o hindi. No torture, force, violence, or threat, intimidation pa din tayo. Dapat malinis. Dahil nagkasala ka, ikukulong ka lang as prescribed or as decision of the judge. Ito naman ang isa. If the person arrested waives his or her right against self-incrimination and chooses to give his or her statement, the arresting officer shall ensure that the waiver is made in writing and signed by the person arrested in the presence of a counsel of his or her own choice or a competent and independent counsel provided by the government. As per stated kanina, ano ba ang extrajudicial confession or extrajudicial admission? Extrajudicial confession or admission, lahat ng yon ay yung pagsasalita, pag-amin, pag-confess mo na ikaw talaga ang gumawa ng kasalanan sa labas ng court proceeding or court hearing. So, kapag dinakip ka, alam mo talaga sarili mong nagkamali ka eh. So, duty ng isang arresting officer na sabihin sa'yo na itong mga sinusulat mo o itong mga sinasabi mo ay pwedeng gamitin laban sa'yo. Yes, extrajudicial confession or extrajudicial admission is not admissible, but it can aid to investigation. And may I add na it could lead to your conviction as long as merong mga corroborating evidence na magsasabing tugma lahat ng sinabi mo para makonvict ka sa kaso na yun. So, yun po ang pasok dito. Yes, dapat informed ka na i-waive mo na yung right mo against self-incrimination. And isa pang pinaka-importanting elemento dito, dapat meron kang attorney or counsel habang ginagawa mo tong extrajudicial confession para i-advise ka na you are waiving your right against self-incrimination dahil inaamin mo na ikaw talaga ang nagkasala sa krimen na to. So, duties din po yan ng arresting officer bago pa makarating kay prosecution. So, automatic, ipapasa niya yan kay prosecution para mag-gather ng mga sufficient evidences kung meron ba talagang probable cause or sufficient ground para talagang siya ay i-trial or i-hearing. Now, we will move forward with the procedures of serving warrant of arrest. Unang-una, kanino ba nanggagaling ang arrest? Or warrant of arrest? Ang warrant of arrest po ay nanggagaling sa korte, nanggagaling kay judge. Ngayon, bilang arresting officer, ikaw ay may responsibilidad na malaman kung kailan ibinigay ang warrant of arrest at hanggang kailan aantayin ang iyong report regarding sa warrant of arrest. Again, kanina as per Rule 113 Section 4, Within 10 days, kailangan makapag-report ka sa judge kung naaresto mo ba o hindi mo ba naaresto ang taong yon. Now, my question. Meron bang expiration or meron bang validity ang warrant of arrest? Meron bang makakasagot or nakikinig pa ba kayo or kaya nyo pa ba? Kapag nagbigay ng warrant of arrest, meron ba yung expiration na parang gatas na kailangan within a month or within 2 weeks na consume mo na? Meron po ba? So for warrant of arrest, wala. Dahil ang warrant of arrest ay for a lifetime. Automatic pag pinirma niya ni judge for forever na yung warrant of arrest na yan. So, ano lang ba ang nagkakaroon ng problema dito? Dahil nga sabi ni judge, kunwari ibinaba ko ng 22 ang warrant of arrest. Automatic within 10 days dapat ma-execute mo tong warrant of arrest. Kung hindi, ikaw ay mag-explain sa akin. So you need to verify the validity. Nanggaling ba talaga kay judge yung utos na yon? Nanggaling ba talaga sa korte ang utos na yon? Dahil kung hindi, hindi ka authorized mag-arrest. Kahit ikaw pa ay officer, as long as walang warrant of arrest, hindi ka authorized unless papasok na siya sa warrantless arrest. So next, in serving the warrant, the police officer should introduce himself or herself and show proper identification. Kung makikita nyo sa movies, laging ganon, di ba? Kakatok sa pinto. Kunwari ay, tok, tok, tok. Police officer po. Automatic, pinapakita nyo ang badge. Pinapakita nyo yung mismo bearing ng uniform nyo na kayo po ay police at kayo po ay aking dinadakip o inaaresto sa kasalanang ganito, ganyan, kayo po ay may karapatang manahimik at kumuha ng sariling abogadong magre-representa sa inyo. So, laging may ganon. Kasi, ang iniiwasan naman din natin dito, aside sa makapaglabag tayo ng karapatan ng mga inaaresto, iniiwasan natin dito ay baka merong lang namang nagsusuot ng uniform o insignia, ginagamit ang insignia ng police para mang-aresto na gagamitin lang pala sa kasamaan. Next is, as early as practicable. Lahat ng arrest na mangyayari automatic with DWC or ARD, body-worn camera, all alternative recording device. Lahat ng aresto na by virtue of warrant o may warrant galing kay judge, galing sa korte, automatic meron dapat camera o mga recording devices para i-record ang whole duration or whole execution of the warrant of arrest. So make a manifestation of authority against the person to be arrested. So lagi mong iisipin na yung inaaresto mo ay hindi yan normal na sasama sa'yo. Hindi po laging ganon. Dahil nakasalalay din ang buhay mo yan bilang isang arresting officer. Automatic, you need to expect the worst. You need to expect the unexpected. Baka pala yung inaaresto mo, nakabantay na rin sa'yo, ay puputukan ka na. So kasama yun sa mga procedures na you need to manifest any unexpected events. So as per stated din sa Rule 113, kapag refuse entry, pwede nang pumasok sa office or building. Kapag hindi kayo pinalabas, pwede na rin kayong lumabas. But again, meron pa rin tayong procedure. Since ito ay naka-bodyworn camera, dapat makita dito na in-announce mo yung sarili mong pumasok ka at bakit ka pumasok. So, at sino ka ba? Yun. So, yung pinaka-purpose mo, hindi ka pwedeng papasok lang dahil baka makasuhan ka pa trespassing. Next, isa pa po sa procedures na pagsiserve ng warrant of arrest, as per stated nga din kanina ni Ms. Penos, hindi naman dapat lagi mong dala ang warrant of arrest. Paano pag binigay ang warrant of arrest ng 22? Pagdating mo dun sa bahay, wala siya dun. Nakita mo siya nung 23 nasa palengke. At alam mo na yun yung taong yun. So, automatic, pwede mo na siyang dakipin doon. Pero i-inform mo pa rin siya, ako po ay police officer, dinadakip ko pa sa ganito, ganyan. And the Miranda rights, kayo po ay may karapatang kumuha ng abogado at kung di nyo po kaya, ay ang gobyerno pa mabibigay sa inyo. Tapos pag sinabi niya, bakit mo kayo na-arresto? Wala ka namang warrant of arrest. Doon ka na papasok sa eksena na sasabihin mo na, Ma'am or sir, kayo po ay inaaresto at kayo po ay may warrant of arrest. Kapag naaresto ko na po kayo, ipapakita ko po sa inyo sa station. So, again, kasama sa batas at kasama sa manual ng mga PNP na hindi nyo, pwede namang hindi nyo dala lagi ang warrant of arrest. Kasi again, arrest can be made any time of the day. Pwedeng umaga, pwedeng tanghali, pero iniiwasan ng gabi. Bakit? Kasi kung mag-aaresto ka ng gabi, mahirap naman. Baka ikaw ay magkaroon pa ng aksidente. Pero syempre, as per the law, pwede pa din. Next is secure the person to be arrested and use handcuffs. Always and always nakasama ang handcuffs pag nag-aaresto. Kung hindi man handcuffs, necessary resources na pwedeng gamitin. Bakit? Kasi ang iniiwasan naman natin dito ay masaktan yung arresting officer dahil kay arrested person. So, lagi at laging may handcuffs dahil ang iniiwasan natin dito magkaroon ng enkwentro, magkaroon ng casualty, injury, and worst case scenario, baka may mamatay pa. Dahil again, ang inaaresto mo dito, hindi lang naman saling kit-kit at pusa, kundi mga adult offender na po. Also, kapag nagkakonduct tayo ng weapons and illegal materials sa person arrested, automatic kailangan na natin yung kunin. Bakit? Kasi, common sense. Kapag yung inaaresto mo may baril, di ba? Baka mapaputukan ka pa niyan, baka mamatay ka pa dyan. So, automatic, kapag inaresto mo, dahil yan ay kakapkapan mo for identification or di kaya baka merong mga droga, merong saksak or panaksak or merong baril, automatic yun ay kukumpiskahin na. And again, inform the person to be arrested ng kanilang mga karapatan. Always say the Miranda warning and then the anti-torture warning. So, no unnecessary force. Lagi at lagi naman po yan. Hanggat kaya mo, no unnecessary force. Pero kung papatayin ka na, as long as justified ang iyong sinasabi or yung ginagawa, automatic, mawi-waive naman yun or magiging justified sa korte. So, confiscated evidence shall be properly documented with the chain of custody of evidence duly and clearly established. Isa sa mga mahihirap na secure ng mga arresting officer ay ang chain of custody. Dahil pagkakuha mo ng ebidensya, ipapasa mo ko sa ganito, ipapasa mo sa ganyan, automatic dapat ma-maintain ang chain of custody. Bakit? Dahil ang chain of custody ang magsisilbing ebidensya na hindi na tampered, hindi na contaminate yung evidence na nakuha. Dahil kapag nasira ang chain of custody, dadalihin ka na naman sa technicalities and worst case scenario, dismiss na naman ang kaso ng naaresto. So, bawa sa droga, sabi sa unang kuha ay 4 na pakete. Mamaya-maya pagdating sa korte, naging 3 na lang, doon ka na dadalihin sa chain of custody. Sino ba ang accountable na mag-aasikaso ng ebidensya na to? Bakit nawawala ang isang pakete? So, automatic, contaminated na, hindi na preserve ang evidence, dismiss ang kaso. So, napakahirap talaga ng mga duties ng arresting officer kasi dito nangyayari lahat ng mga unexpected. Andito yung hindi mo napapansin, nakakalabag ka na pala ng batas. Kaya dapat talaga maging alert kapag kayo ang magsiserve ng warrant of arrest. So, isa sa mga kailangan talaga ay dalhin agad ang naaresto sa pinakamalapit na police station and kailangan makasecure ng documentation para meron tayong ebidensya na itong tao to dumating ng ganitong oras. Kaya kung siya ay nasaksak ng ganitong oras, hindi yan nasaksak nung time na hawak namin siya. So, yun. Yun na talaga mga panlaban. Documentation. Nung ako, i-share ko lang nung ako ay nag-OJT sa police station, lagi talagang kasama ang documentation proper. Dahil kung hindi mapapasama ang documentation proper, walang laban ang police. Lagi at laging matatalo ang police. Dahil sila ang sila ang may police power. Next is, ma-deliver sila sa mga designated facility agad-agad. And kung foreigner yan, automatic i-inform agad si Hepe. So, failure to execute the warrant of arrest or the execution, dapat within 30 days na assignment ay makapag-file na ng report. Bakit hindi? Bakit na-fail? Bakit failed? Bakit hindi nagawa or na-execute ang warrant of arrest? So, we just want to leave you with this quotation, ha? You need to bear in mind that pursuit of a virtuous life is the cornerstone of a free society. So when individuals choose to transgress the boundaries of law, they not only imperil their own liberty but also erode the very foundation upon which a just and prosperous society is built. So sinasabi lang neto ay ang pagkakaroon ng malayang buhay ay pamumuhay sa isang free society. So kapag ang isang tao talaga ay pinili na mag-violate ng law, hindi mo lang naman sinisira or hindi mo lang naman binabago yung liberty mo o talagang sinisira ang iyong kalayaan. Pero sinisira mo din talaga yung foundation at yung equality, yung magandang peace and order sa society na pilit binubuo ng bawat isa. So, please, wag na po kayo mag-violate ng law at marami ang pwedeng mangyari sa buhay niyo. So, once again, the reporters for arrest, Ms. Canobar and Ms. Salanggit, and here are our reference from the law field and then the PNP manual. So, thank you so much. We hope meron naman kayong nabit-bit na information regarding arrest. So, namin yung host po sa inyo, Doc Minay.